Friends, the story that we are going to explain today is called The Harbor. This is a story based on a true incident. So this is the time of World War II when Japan attacked America's Pearl Harbor. After which the mission at that time was to send our plane to find the Japanese submarine and destroy it, and that is why today a US plane is going on its mission. But there is going to be trouble for the three people sitting inside the plane because pilot Harold comes to know that their plane is about to run out of fuel. So he asks Bomber Tony sitting behind him whether we should throw all the weapons down so that the weight of the plane is reduced. So he agrees with his decision, and that is why they throw some bombs down without switching them on. After this, he asks the radio operator named Jane sitting behind him whether there was a connection with anyone, but he tells that our antenna has been lost, due to which it is difficult to contact anyone. Although he also tries to send a message through coding, but the method also does not work. So Harold now tells them that we have to decide something. And that is why they decide that we have to land our plane in the sea. After that we will have to save the American force, but they do not know that the sea in which they are going to crash land is actually the Pacific Ocean. No one has guessed its length and depth till date. But the three have decided because the fuel is over and both the engines have stopped. So the next moment their plane lands in the water. Now here Harold comes out, but both his companions were still stuck in the plane. Here Harold comes up, but the speed at which the plane was going down was the same as the speed of their breathing. But then their belts open, and in the meantime all three of them come up. Friends, above, Harold had opened the live boat that was taken out from the plane. Then all three of them spend that night in that boat. When the next morning comes, there is the sea in front of them and there is no one far away. There were just these three people, but now going forward, some such survivals will come which you might not have seen in any other story. Will these people really be able to keep themselves alive in the sea? We will know later. Now the first day begins, and these three somehow adjust themselves in the boat together. But now they have neither drinking water nor food to eat. In such a place, it is not easy to keep oneself alive. But Tony says that who knows, in a short while, they might come here to find us. But here Harold did not believe this. But friends, after some time, Tony's words come true. They see a plane, then Harold says that we have to open our parachute, only then they will be able to see us. But Jan tells that we do not have any parachute, because he has already drowned down with the plane. That is why he takes off his jacket and starts spreading it in the air. But nothing happens because his board is very small. If they had a flare, they would have been able to see them with it. But today it is completely empty. All the stuff they had has gone into the depths of the sea along with the plane, and it also had their food and drink items. There were also many safety tools. Here the Herald tells everyone that they had come to find us only. But now they have come to know that we are not alive, so they are not going to come back again, and now they are stuck here. They have to do something themselves. So he tells his junior that we have to reduce our luggage because there is very little space in this boat. So they take off their shoes and throw them in the water. But Harold does not do this. When both of them ask him the reason behind this, he tells that if we find an island, then we will have to walk on that land with shoes, so that he can bring help. That is why I did this. Now they do not find this right. This was clearly visible from their faces. And now today's day passes somehow, but the real test will be at night because it will not be easy to keep oneself alive alone in the middle of the sea in such dense darkness. They have not eaten or drunk anything since morning. Then Harold asks them if they want to drink water. Now both of them look at him with surprise that from where does he have water? So actually he was drinking his own urine by taking it out in his shoes. Because he knew very well that if he wasted it, he would die because of the onions. Now Subhadi and Harold tell them the truth that we are stuck here, and in such a situation, they will have to do everything to keep themselves alive, which no one has done till date. Harold is a great pilot, so he has good knowledge about direction. He tells them that Hawaii Island is 900 miles away from here, and behind us is South America, the distance of which is 3 miles, so we have to go towards Hawaii, and it will take us at least a week to reach there. So Tony says, how is this possible? In such a week, we will die due to hunger and onions. But Jane explains to them that we are in the water and there are fishes here, by which we can satisfy our hunger. So they collect all the things they have and then make a trap from them. They throw it in the water. After some time, a fish gets trapped in their trap. But when they pull it up, the trap attached to it also disappears. And they should remember that they are not on a river but on the Pacific Ocean, where there are some creatures roaming around whose hunger is not satiated even by eating humans. Along with all these things, they also face scorching heat. To escape this heat, Gene jumps into the water so that he can keep himself cool. But Harold is not happy with his action and tells him that there is a shark in the water which can eat you. So get out of there. He comes back, but here slowly the time started passing, and even after so much effort, they did not get a single fish. Neither do they have water now. Their condition is getting worse than before, which you can also find out from the faces of all three. Now here Tony starts getting greedy after seeing the seawater. He starts feeling like drinking it, and he also makes up his mind. But Harold explains to him that this water is salty. It will eat your body from inside. But what is Tony's fault here? The situation has become like this. He is not able to bear the thirst. He is not able to understand what to do. Here Harold tells him that whatever is happening is my fault. Because I flew the ship over that submarine and then we forgot the way, due to which the fuel got spent. But Jane says that it is not our fault. The radio control did not answer our questions, due to which we are here today. But they are stuck. From their talks you can guess how good the understanding of all three is, and in such a place such understanding is needed, which will keep them alive here. Meanwhile, Harold remembers that he has a pencil with the help of which he can make a chart, so that they will get an idea of where they are at this time. But he does not have any paper, and that is why he makes a map on that board itself and takes out a compass from the bag he brought with him. He comes to know that at this time he is 700 miles away from Hawaii. But to reach there they will have to move with the wind, only then they will be able to reach there quickly, for which they will have to make an anchor. All three of them start preparing for it, and they get an idea. They make an anchor out of their life jacket and then put it in the water. After which, as soon as it comes in contact with air and water, it starts pushing their boat forward on its own. But this is effective only till a shark does not notice their anchor. As soon as the shark does not notice it, the anchor will become useless and the danger will be gone. Which every common man does, that is, praying to God. Because they had used all their strength. The rest is now in the hands of God. All three join hands and pray for their safety. But here Tony says that God, we are in dire need of water. So please make it rain, and after this everyone just sits in the hope that God will listen to their play. But Harold is a senior pilot, so he understands very well that if the atmosphere is kept good, then it will be easy for them to spend time, and that is why he starts laughing and joking there and starts sharing the memories of his recruitment days with them, due to which a good atmosphere is created. After some time it becomes dark again, and in this Tony also has a bad dream. But as soon as he opens his eyes, the effect of his prayers started showing on his face. Yes, friends, it had started raining. All three were very happy to see this, because for them this water is no less than nectar, and it is like a precious time which they will never forget. All three enjoy the rain a lot and drink the water too. Now after every darkness comes light, which becomes a problem for them. Because Jane has been trying for a long time to catch a fish. Because onion can be roasted with water, not hunger, and that is why he is trying to catch the fish. But Harold says that you are wasting your time because you are not going to do this. So Jane replies that I am an American, and in our America whatever work is impossible, we make it possible. Saying this, he takes out a knife from his pocket, and looking at it, Harold asks him to keep the knife inside. Because if even a slight scratch from that knife comes on their boat, then they will lose their boat. But he does not listen and starts hitting it in the water, then it goes and gets stuck in something. He feels that he made a mistake, because this could also be a boat. Now Harold immediately comes to him and tells him to keep the knife there. But after some time Gene comes to know that this is actually a baby shark, and he has won the lottery today, which he pulls out and cuts it from the middle. Friends, today after almost 13 days they have got food, and they start eating that baby shark raw. They get such energy and also have courage inside them. After eating, Harold tells that when I go back home from here, my wife will scold me a lot, because I have missed my daughter's birthday. Jane says that I am not married, but I love someone and I am going to marry her soon. But Tony does not say anything in between all this because there is no one to love him. He is completely alone. Now Jane, seeing him sad, says that it does not matter, when you go home then date my sister. You are a good person and she is looking for someone good. These three are talking when suddenly one of them hears some movement, and this was a danger bell because a shark had come under their board. It had smelled the blood of the dead shark. These three become alert, but it does not do anything to them. And after some time it quietly goes away from there. Maybe today they were lucky, but this is not going to happen again. And Harold tells them that this is the Pacific Ocean, where the world's most marine creatures are found, from whom we have to stay safe. Now slowly the time starts passing again, and with this their condition becomes the same again, which was a few days ago, because they once again had food. And now they will think of any fish, because in doing so the shark can come to them again. Then Jane sees something. Maybe it could be an island. But when Tony looks, he does not see anything there. Now these people are hungry and thirsty for the last 1 week, so they start seeing such things. Now these three are hungry and thirsty for the last 1 week, and they start seeing such things which do not exist in reality. Now here Jane starts seeing his own eyes. He asks Tony for his gun. But Tony does not know why he is asking for it. Maybe he wants to kill himself, but he definitely tells him to keep quiet. After which he sees a bird sitting beside Harold, and he shoots it with the same gun. It falls far away, and its blood falls on Harold's face, which opens his eyes. He goes and starts bringing it out of the water, but in the meantime both of them are hit by a shark coming from a distance, and so is Harold. And he asks Harold to come up. Just in time he goes over Casey, and that shark passes under them, and this was the second time when their lives were saved. Now after 15 days once again they had something to eat. They fill their stomach, and now all three of them had regained their mental balance. After staying in water like this for so many days, Tony knew that it is not easy to control oneself in such a condition. That is why he throws all the remaining bullets of that gun in the water, so that no one harms anyone else or himself. The next day when Harold wakes up, he sees that none of them is on duty, which was given to them, and he asks, "Why did you not follow my order?" Then he says that there is no one here to see this, and it has been more than a week, and now we are not even able to see any island here. The map that you had made, was it right or wrong? So Harold says that I had a practical image of it in my mind. That means, friends, he was not completely confident. Where are those people actually? Now on hearing this, both his companions get very angry and tell Harold that whatever is happening because of you, because you took our plane out of range, due to which our fuel got exhausted and we landed here in the water. He knows that this is his mistake, so he accepts his mistake and tells the truth that he fell asleep for a while. And when he woke up, he had come very far. He did not have enough fuel to go back to the range from there. And he asks both of them, crying. Now whatever happened, they will forget them and move forward. Now Jane looks at the map which Harold had made on the life jacket, which he gives to Harold and says that this is our last hope. But here Harold gets an idea. He gives his shoes and then uses its sole as a paddle, and then they start their boat forward. Here Harold promises everyone that as soon as he reaches home, he will give everyone a party in a 5-star hotel. But here it was still a long wait, because the sea cannot be crossed with the help of a paddle. They have spent 30 days here, but now they have become like living dead. They are having trouble speaking, and they have become so weak, which you can guess by looking at their bodies. But no one knows how many days they have been here, and it is not known whether they will really be able to reach home or not. That very night once again God is kind to them, and it rains, which gives them a lot of relief. But then there is a big storm in which their raft also overturns, and the most frightening thing was that Tony does not know how to swim. So they start looking for him, but he was lucky that he had reached the other side of the raft. After which all three quickly sit in it, and the next morning is the 32nd morning for them here. They have become completely helpless. All the things they had made and collected in the boat in so many days have been washed away in the storm, including the map. On the other hand, Jane starts getting visions of Tony's sister. When he tells Tony about this, he says that you both will make a very good couple. But here Harold, after listening to them, begs them and says that I did not know that all this would go so far. What will I answer to God when I go up? Then Tony gets up and sits and says that we have come a long way. Now we cannot accept defeat, so he starts using his hand as a paddle, and seeing him, both of them also get excited and they also start helping him. Doing this, 2 days start passing and now they do not have enough strength left to even sit. Jane had completely died. On the other hand, Harold started drinking seawater because it is better to die by drinking water than dying of thirst. They were not seeing any hope now whether they would be able to survive or not. But in the meantime, Tony says that I am seeing something. At first everyone thinks it is a vision, at first everyone thinks it is an illusion, but when the three of them see it, it was really an island, and seeing it a different kind of energy is generated inside them. All three of them start crying after seeing it and shout loudly and thank God for keeping them alive till now. They reach there using their hands, and when they take their first step on the island, they feel a kind of peace, which they got after spending 34 days in the sea. Maybe it was Tony's hope that brought them here, otherwise Harold had given up long ago. They see that there is a place far away where there are some people who can help them, and in this way these people are able to survive. At the end of the story we are told that they spent a whole month in that sea. Then on February 20th, 1942, they survived. For their bravery, all of them were given Bravery Award. In 1946, Jane also married Tony's sister Frances, and as per his promise Harold hosted a party for both of them in the same hotel. After this we also see some of their real pictures with which the story ends here. Friends, the lesson we learn from this story is that no matter how many difficulties come, never give up. Who knows, next morning may bring a new hope for you. Do tell us how you liked the story by commenting below. We are aiming for 300 comments on this video, so please comment. Peace out.